This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Hey friends, this is Audie Cornish, host of CNN This Morning and The Assignment, and guess what? Every story you care about, every angle you want unpacked is now streaming on CNN. That means you can catch my show or other CNN programming whenever you want on your favorite device. And a subscription also gets you access to exclusive video series and unlimited articles. So subscribe to CNN at cnn.com/subscription.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Let's get into it.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
Ay, big time, I get big time, giving up the mirrors, they took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. Been watching my mama cry up in that courtroom, and the judge just dismissed me like I was dumb too. And the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. In reality, set in like it was supposed to. Cat calls down the hall, that's what them folks do. Brown bag, bologna sandwich in them jumpsuits. My cellmate just did 100 years on some dumb shit. Damn, is this the end of the days? Cause living in a cell is just like being in a grave. If ain't no money on your books, then you ain't eating shit. You better pray that you get mail a penitentiary gift. For them lonely days of visitation visits from your family and your friends, that's a major lift. And yo, spirit, all the drama on the yard, you wanna forget it, yeah. Behind these walls is different, and you wouldn't understand if you didn't live it. Ay, big slime, I did big time, ay, and they took me out the front line. I'm still scarred from doing my time, and everybody said I should let go. I'm trying, but it did something to my mental. In or out the pen, you know, stand 10 toes. If you know, now you know, I hold my own, that ain't wrong. And I know I gotta think different, cause if I don't, then I guess I'd be the same. Wait, I'm tryna let it go. I'm tryna be a better person so I don't have to get physical. I gotta get my mind right for the limelight. I don't care who judging if they don't know doing timeline. Tryna be an example to my fans and all my peoples and my nieces and my nephew. Big slime, I did big time. Sitting in the cold cell in the daytime. Your time be fine, but it's not like the world, no. Big slime, I did big time. Giving up them years that took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. I'm watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. Then the judges dismissed me like I was dumb too. And the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. Damn, it's just the end of the days. Cause living in a cell is just like being in the grave. gauge. It is. First of all, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who didn't make it here today for whatever reason. This whole week is prison jail felon talk, and then the next prison jail felon talk is December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Shout out to Chelsea last night. Chelsea Esther. She came onto the couch last night and gave her story about, her time on the yard. And her time wasn't as easy. Her time, let me not say it's easy. Her time was a little harder than a little bit some of ours, because in the custody of prison, they made sure that she went deaf. And the reason why I say they made sure is because I, on several occasions, have taken her to medical and they did nothing. They sent her back, and I'm talking about blood was gushing out her ears. So, and the drops that they gave her made it even worse, and she completely lost her hearing in both ears. In the custody of prison. So, I'm appreciative for her to even come and speak on her story. It wasn't easy, because she's not the same person that she was when she went into prison. And a lot of times people be like, yes, I'm going to come out, I'm going to be a whole different person. And that's not the type of person that she wanted to come out as. That's the person that she had to come out as because they neglected her. Okay. Today's episode is called Tampering with Evidence is a Crime Unless You're an Officer or unless you work at the county jail, the Oklahoma County Jail, period. How many of you guys have ever done something and you got in trouble and you seen somebody else do it or seen it happen in a different way, but it wasn't you, it was something else or someone else, and they didn't get in trouble? Well, that happens all the time with officers that do things on the slide, and that happens at the Oklahoma County Jail on several occasions. There's so many occasions that we are rallying, screaming, yelling, sharing posts, talking about how Oklahoma County Jail is getting away with murdering people. These aren't even inmates that they're murdering. These are people that haven't even been sentenced yet. Or, seriously. Some of them haven't been sentenced yet, and some of them is just in there for public intoxication. And they won't be sentenced. So, it's just mind-boggling how for years they still get away with so many things. And there are people that's in the woodwork and that's out there that's actually speaking up and speaking out against the Oklahoma County Jail and against the police officers that's doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing. But how far is that getting us? It's not getting us that far because it has to be more of the masses speaking on it, more of the masses sharing it. Well, just recently, an 18-year-old, his name is Antonio Hendricks. He was left in the custody of the jail, okay? He's not an inmate. He was in the custody of the jail, not sentenced yet, none of that. 18 years old. He still to this day has a brain damage, a traumatic brain injury, and was in a coma, and is still in a coma because of the Oklahoma County Jail. And so the reason why I made today's episode Tampering with Evidence is because now, and how many times do you guys, it seems like every month the Oklahoma County Jail is in the news. If we was in the news every other month or every month, they going to be locking us up and throwing away the key. Period. They not going to keep on seeing us being repetitive. Oklahoma County Jail is a repetitive offender.
is a repetitive abuser, a repetitive murderer. And nothing ever happens. There are no consequences that ever happens or repercussions that ever happens to the Oklahoma County Jail, let alone some of the officers that we see over the years in several cases in different states get away with different things. Or they just get a slap on the hand. Well, Oklahoma County Jail tampered with evidence from this 18-year-old Antonio Hendricks information. And they need it. They need it to prosecute whoever is behind Antonio's brain injury. Where is the body cams? Isn't it mandatory now that you have body cams in the jails and in the prisons? Where is the body cam from the day that you guys had Antonio Hendricks? Why does Antonio Hendricks have a severe brain injury? Why does Oklahoma County Jail continue to get away with murder, abuse, neglect? If we was in a home, even if there was no kids involved, if we lived in a home that was inhumane, we can be arrested. If somebody came over and they was like, hey, I went over to this house and it was inhumane, it was roaches, rats, mold everywhere, you can be charged for that. Why is the Oklahoma County Jail not being charged for that? They have infestation of roaches, rats, bed bugs, mold, and they paint over it. Why haven't they been charged? Why haven't they been held accountable? And how is it that they continually get to tamper with evidence? If it was us tampering with evidence, it's lock them up and throw away the key. Give them the motherfucking electric chair on that ass. If it was us, it would be severe consequences. If it was us, we would be punished to the max. But there is no punishment. There is no consequences. Nobody's held responsible for anything that happens really in the Oklahoma County Jail, period. And then when you speak on it or speak on them or speak about what's going on, then you get punished. You get harassed. You get disrespected. They try to silence you by making it uncomfortable for you to talk or speak your truth or to speak the truth of what's going on. Too many times, too many years, too many months, we have seen the Oklahoma County Jail get away with murder, literally. We have seen them get away with the inhumane conditions that they keep us in. And then we have to look at these comments when these type of things are finally, broadcasted by the news. Then we see in the comments, oh, well, they shouldn't have never did nothing to go to jail. So then you guys are saying it's okay for them to murder us in the Oklahoma County Jail. You're saying that it's okay for us to be in a coma from the Oklahoma County Jail. You're saying that it's okay for inhumane conditions for us to live in just because we committed a crime, or some of us might be innocent. And when you're innocent, they don't give a fuck. You still going to jail. You still going to have to fight your case. You still got to go to court. You still got to find a lawyer. Grand Rising. You still have to. It's a damn shame. There are motherfuckers that are terrified to go to the Oklahoma County Jail. There are motherfuckers that will literally rather run from the police. Y'all, come on now. Y'all ever seen high-speed chases in Oklahoma and you like, damn, that seemed like the type of person that wouldn't do nothing like that. Like, why would they do something like that? Why would they do something like that? Because it's Oklahoma County Jail that they about to go to. It's Oklahoma County Jail. And a motherfucker is willing to catch another charge and run because they think that they might get away. They might get away. And if you get away, then guess what? You ain't got to deal with the conditions of the jail. You don't have to deal with the fact that you may or may not die from being in an Oklahoma County jail. Exactly. You said never. Okay, we're still humans. Exactly. The Oklahoma County jail and officers, they get away with so much, and we sit back and we do what we can. But when we doing what we can and still nothing is being done, how are we supposed to feel? Y'all punish us to the max when we do something. If we tampered with evidence, that's an extra charge. If we said something to someone that had to do with the case, that's intimidating the witness. But y'all can drive past our house and intimidate us and drive behind us and make it like you about to arrest us, trying to intimidate us. But you don't get in trouble for that. You don't get arrested for that. But let it be us regular civilians doing it, and it's a whole nother charge. But if you have a badge, then you are plain and simple good to go. You got away with it. You got away with it. It's sad. It's sad as fuck. It's like, where's the justice? Where's the fucking justice? And when you speak on it, how are we supposed to be made to feel safe on speaking on shit? Oh, I forgot that I got all this dye on my shirt. Speaking on things that's happening in our neighborhood and with our officers, if they're just going to be allowed to intimidate us, make us feel, scared. There's some people that get scared, It's scary. Not knowing if the police is going to be able to get away with murdering you. It's scary not knowing if there will be justice for you. It's scary. Who knows what's going through Antonio's head in that state that he's in that coma state. Who knows what he's going through? He's probably seeing the officer that did this to him play back and back. And who knows if he makes it or not. Heaven, we hope to heaven that he makes it. But I know that officer is hoping that they don't. Because one, that's going to make it even more better for them to get away with it. Even better. They are never held accountable. And then when we see stories like on News Channel 4, like we see a story now, 3 hours ago, News 4 posted that Oklahoma County Jail didn't produce an incident report from the 18-year-old Antonio from the incident. They didn't produce it. So if they're not producing something, then that means they're up to something. If you're not catching my drift. If they're not producing something, then that means they are up to something. Too many times we hear stories on them getting away with something, or we'll hear a story. We'll see a story in the news, but we never see nothing come of it. All of a sudden, they didn't have no money in the beginning of the year, then all of a sudden they do. But y'all don't have money to clean it up and fix it up. Y'all don't have money to get rid of the roaches and the ants and the bed bugs but y'all have money to keep it open, to keep it still running. But y'all don't have enough. I was there and they told me that they don't have no food for vegans. So they didn't feed me for the 7 days that I was there. Not one time. I begged. I had medical doctor's note saying that they have to feed me, and they didn't feed me. And their excuse is, we don't feed vegans. We don't cater to them. We don't have food for you. Well, what are you doing with that money? And then this is how they got away with it, is they brought me a vegetarian meal. Well, any fucking body knows that there's a difference between vegetarian and vegan. A big difference. And if you don't know that, then that all the more reason to let you know that they fucking starved me. I was so hungry. I couldn't even think straight anymore. And it was so cold. Nothing was, and I knew that they was going to cause harm to me because there was an Sergeant Amos. She physically assaulted me when I was there. And I had to go get a surgery this year from when she physically assaulted me. So, and they didn't allow me to write a grievance. They didn't allow me to get a grievance. They didn't allow me to tell on this lady. They punished me. They hid me in the jail. And it was when it was my time to be discharged and bonded out, they left me. They wouldn't even bond me out until the next day. And my bond was posted. Yep. Too many officers getting away with shenanigans. And I didn't get all the details, but there are officers right now in Mabel Bassett that are physically harassing and assaulting one of my good friends, Slim. Yeah, and I'm going to say it. As soon as I get all the fucking details, I'm going to make a flyer. I'm going to be calling up there. I'm going to be talking about it again. But there is no reason why she should be fearing for her fucking life on that yard. But she is right now. And the officers are out to get her. And I believe her. Period. Because I know how those officers get down. And I know how they allow officers, jails, and prisons to get away with things. How else are they going to depopulate the prisons that's overpopulated? They're not letting them all out. Don't be fooled. They might be letting them all out, but not the way you thinking. Because there is a graveyard behind Mabel Bassett Correctional Facility. And if you wondering who's back there, they are the inmates that haven't been claimed or the inmates that they haven't even reported. I'm just saying. It don't make no sense. How does it make sense? It doesn't. It's scary. It's scary to know that no matter what you do, people are going to want to punish you more than you've already been punished. Because if they believe in their eyes that you're not punished enough, then they will take matters into their own hands. And if they're an officer, to them, even fucking better. Because that's a guarantee that they'll get away with it. If they work in a prison or a jail, that's a guarantee that they'll get away with it. The officers, they know these blind spots. You think the jailers don't know these blind spots? How do you think they're getting away with murder so much at Oklahoma County Jail? How? How do you think there's so many men and women that were dead long before their family found out while they were in prison? How do you think? And a lot of times, another inmate knows the family member and they contacted them. Because these jails and these prisons, they not racing to contact your family when they are at fault. They are racing to figure out how to cover up the fact that they are at fault. Too many deaths have been unsolved in too many prisons, men and women. And they get away with it. They get to tamper with evidence and get away with it. But let you tamper with evidence, and that is an extra charge. They can intimidate you. They can make you feel some type of way. They can drive past your house every day. But if you do that, then you're a stalker. If you do that, then you're intimidating the witness. If you do that, that's another charge for you. They do it and they can get away with it. They can easily say that they was patrolling. They can easily say that they got another call. They can easily say that their system isn't working, which is the reason why you wasn't able to see their body cam. They can make whatever the fuck they want up. And a lot of times another officer or somebody in that same position is going to believe them because their first instinct is to believe their fellow officer. Period. Same in the prisons. Their first thing is to believe each officer, CO, correctional officer that's working there. They believe them first before they believe you. I don't give a fuck if you got a bloody, broken ass nose and you like, oh my God, Mr. Hole just broke my fucking nose. They don't give a fuck if they didn't see it. They didn't give a fuck. Now, if you got hardcore fucking evidence, hey, they might believe you. But still, that's no guarantee. It's no guarantee. But it is a guarantee that 90% of each of these officers and correctional officers get away with murder. Period. They get away with murder. And for the ones that witnessed it, or the ones that are victims of it, they are left with lasting trauma. That's if they survive. Because sometimes these officers and correctional officers, they will make sure that you do not survive, like Amanda Lane. Amanda Lane's could have survived, but she was severely beat by an officer on the yard and died from her injuries. And they covered it up and spun the narrative as her being suicidal. Too many times that has happened. So, honestly, I'm going to tell y'all this, and this is random. But sometimes I get people that when they try to hurt my feelings, or when they think they're trying to hurt my feelings, they'll be like, that's why the fuck you don't have that many views. I don't give a fuck how many people is viewing me. People don't want to view the truth anyway. They don't want to keep listening to it, period. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to keep speaking my truth. I'm going to keep speaking like it's 1,000 people watching. It doesn't matter to me who watching, because it matters to me who comes back and rewatches. I get so many people that hit me up even after the episode is over. And that is what matters to me. Everything else, I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck that I got 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 3 viewers. And I am going to keep speaking my truth. Keep speaking the truth. These officers, these jails, they need to be fucking exposed. They need to be exposed. It's no reason why we shouldn't be able to speak out and speak up. We speak out, speak up, and there's consequences. And that's unacceptable. And that gives them all the more reason to get away and do the things that they do. Tampering with evidence. Murdering people. Raping children. If they're not going to stop them, who the fuck is? Who the fuck is going to stop these corrupt officers, corrupt jails? All the corruption. Who the fuck is going to stop it if you get punished for speaking up on it? What do we do? What do you do when your hands is tied? What do you do when you in cuffs? Don't be afraid to speak up and speak out. Don't. I didn't need much of y'all time, y'all. I do want to remind you guys this. Cannabis users in Oklahoma, it's now illegal to ride around with open containers of weed. It must be in the trunk. And also, if you get caught smoking, it is a felony, especially if you have children. You fuck around and have your children taken away. But, don't be afraid, like I said, to speak up and speak out. We have to keep doing it. There might be consequences that comes with that. But if we don't do it, then who's going to do it? If one person isn't afraid, then, hey, we might can make a difference. We might can make a difference. If it's more people like me that's not afraid to speak up and speak out on their platform, we might can really make a difference. Let's do this. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. The Thunder will be playing tonight, so make sure that you guys tune in. We are 7-0 right now. 7-0. So shout out to our boys. They said we wouldn't do it, but we did it. Period. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I love y'all. Have a good day. Sending positive vibes, love, and energy y'all way. I told you I just needed 30 minutes of your time. That's it. That's all I needed.